Simone, go.
Okay. So my name is Simone, Outlaw, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about Katherine Johnson. She was just recently portrayed in the movie Hidden Figures. So just a little background on Katherine. She was born on August 26, 1918. She grew up in White Sulphur Spring, West Virginia. And in White Sulphur Spring, West Virginia, the African American students could only go to school up until 8th grade. And her middle school teachers saw how much potential and how smart that she was. So they suggested to her parents that they move to Institute, West Virginia, where African American kids could go to high school and get the education that they deserved. So they packed up and moved 120 miles all the way to Institute, West Virginia, where she went to high school. She graduated high school at 14 years old. And then she went to West Virginia State University and graduated West Virginia State University at the age of 18. So I talked about the movie Hidden Figures. Has anybody in here seen the movie Hidden Figures? Yes, okay. So for those of you who haven't seen it, it is a movie about 3 African American women who, Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, they all were mathematicians who worked for NASA, and they helped compute the math to get the men up into space. So today I would like to talk to you guys about some of the differences that happened in the movie versus what happened in the real life, the real story. And so one difference was Jim Parsons. He played Paul Stratford, and he was a character who portrayed the racism that was going around back then. So he always wanted to bring Katherine down, and he always wanted to prove Katherine that she was wrong because she was an African American woman working in a department with all white men, and she had to check his work, and he didn't think that he was wrong. So he was the character that portrayed the racism. And what actually happened in real life was there was not a man in there doing that to Katherine. She said that she did not feel the racism like the movie portrayed. There wasn't as much racism going on in her department where she was working because everybody was there to do one thing. They all wanted the same goal, which was to get those men up into space and get them to orbit the Earth and get them to go on the moon. So everybody had one mission, so they all wanted to use the math because obviously they were doing something wrong. So they were welcoming, not so welcoming, but more welcoming than the movie portrayed, to have a new person come in so they can do the math and get them up into space. And so another big difference in the movie was the bathroom. Now, Katherine, they showed this in the movie, she had to run from her side where she was working, her new department, all the way to where all the other African American women worked. And that was a huge thing because there was no colored bathroom where she was working. And that was a big thing in the movie. So actually, it was not Katherine Johnson who was the one running from the east wing to the west wing of the campus. It was actually Mary Jackson. She had to run all the way to see the colored girls' bathroom. But Katherine Johnson, when she first started working her new department, she didn't see that there was a colored bathroom, there was no sign on the bathroom, so she used the white bathroom. And after a few years working there, someone told her, oh, that's not the bathroom that you're supposed to be using, you're supposed to use the colored bathroom, it's like down the hall. But she continued to use the white bathroom because she did not care what they were saying. So some of her accomplishments was she did compute the math to get the trajectory to get John Glenn to orbit around the Earth. She did do that, and in the movie, you saw that he called and asked to have Katherine check the work, and he did do that. He did call and ask for Katherine to check his work. Another one of her accomplishments was she did do the math and got the trajectory to get the Apollo 11 mission to the moon. All that math that got them to the moon was Katherine Johnson. And another accomplishment of hers was she won the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Barack Obama in 2015. So I chose Katherine Johnson because she inspires me so much, because back then there was a lot of racism, even though it wasn't as much racism as we portrayed, there was still racism. And there were people telling her that she can't do this and she can't do that because she's black and because she's a woman. But she still did it. She still did the math and got those men up into space and on the moon. And so she inspires me to go out and chase my goals and my dreams, because if she could do it back then, I can definitely do it now.
Time. 458 seconds.
Do you have any questions for Simone?
How do you see yourself being a modern day Katherine Johnson?
So for me, I go to a private school with a lot of white people, and I can just see myself like proving these people wrong. Because a lot of people at my school are, sorry to break politics, but they're Trump and they don't see like how I see things. And so when I grow up, I want to be a civil rights lawyer. So I want to be that Katherine Johnson. I want to bring justice to African American people who have, the system has failed them. I want to be that person that can help them do what they should.
When you say the math, or in regard to the math that you use, what type of math do you use?
I know they needed someone who could do analytic geometry, and that was the math, that was part of the math that they were missing. People couldn't do the analytic geometry to get them in space.
And you did a great deal of comparison between the movie and real life. Are there other facts that you could share with us about her life outside of the comparing to the movie?
Yeah, so, I said she went to West Virginia State University. I know so what I have is she worked for, NASA, she worked there, I don't know what she worked there, but she computed math for Alan Shepard to get him up into space. She worked on a plan that helped bring the Apollo 11 mission back down. The mission had gone wrong, so she helped get the math to bring it back down.
How do you think we could go about getting more young students like yourself interested into like STEM?
Definitely. I think that if we show more people find out, because these women weren't really written in the history books, and so if we can show young ladies like me, she definitely inspired me because she was my mom's best friend, is her granddaughter, and so I kind of have a little closer connection, and so that definitely inspired me to see that a woman like that can, I saw what she can do, and so that inspires me to do what I can do. So if we show African American women, more women like her and Dorothy Vaughan and Mary Jackson, I feel like because they did it, we can do it now.
That character, Jim Carson, that was his name?
Yeah.
Was he a composite character did he really exist, or was he just
No.
a composite to represent racism?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
He did not. He was a made-up character in the movie. There was no one like that. There was racism there, and they had. I know. I was reading that they had a cardboard sign that felt like this, colored girls on it, and the girl really got upset by that. But there was no actual person there who did tried to bring her down. They just made him up to portray racism that was going on.
And what school you were in?
Holy Cross Academy in Delran.
Thank you, Simone.